turns out that chocolate lover is a chocolate snake. Black mamba, if you will. Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for Our Kind of People, Season 1, Episode 3, Hot Links and Red Drinks. I apologize if this is a bit delayed. Y'all, we had a great weekend. It was my homecoming weekend, and if you went... Even I was going to say if you graduated, but even if you went to an HBCU and you might have transferred elsewhere, later on down the line, or you transferred to another HBCU, if you have ever had the HBCU experience, then you already know what it gives. And so, yeah, we left it all at the tailgate. It's all at the tailgate. I had a great time. We lost. But we've lost every last game that we've had. We are part of the SWAC now, and I feel like we need to go back. Let's go back. Let's go back to the MEAC so we can win. Because we're losing. We're losing bad, but we bet not lose the Florida Classic. We better not lose the Florida Classic. I'm not dealing with that aftermath of losing, because them people are going to drag. The Rattlers, they will drag. They already drag, leading up to the game. So they're going to drag it. They're going to drag it if they win. Please, God, please, Lord. Lord Jesus, be with the Wildcats as we go and play and finish out this season. And so, yeah, we have to win. We have to win the Classic. Anyway, let's get to the review. So, Angela, she's at a 70s party. It looks like at least she's at a 70s party, like dancing or whatever. And then she sees her mom. And so, of course, it's a dream sequence. They start dancing like old times, and then her mom gets lost in the crowd. And so she wakes up. She wakes up and looks over there at that picture of her mom on the nightstand and is like, I need to know. I got to know why you sold me for $50K. And then she just throws the picture across the room. All right, so Nikki. We see her doing the same exact, little dance routine. So I guess they done passed it down from generation to generation. They are preparing for a Juneteenth party. They're going to have a little shindig. I'm sorry, going off on another sidebar. It was a breath of fresh air to see so many people celebrating Juneteenth this year. Last year. We ain't had Juneteenth yet this year, but last year it was a breath of fresh air to see everybody celebrating. We had a Juneteenth party here, and as you already all know, my house was in complete disarray, and so we had fun anyway. But everybody they're decorating for the party. Nikki goes upstairs to get a little banner, and then Aunt Peaky and Angela are downstairs, and so they talk about Angela's bad dream. She still can't get over her mom selling her. And then she asks, Aunt Peaky, did you sleep well? I felt like I heard voices. Girl, yes, you heard voices. That was your daddy and Auntie Pinky talking in the kitchen. But of course, she kind of smooths it over like, oh no, I wasn't up doing nothing. Auntie, of course, has that whole memory of what she was really doing down there talking to Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope. Angela, she has a presentation coming up for the Small Business Incubator Program, and she got to nail it, because that's her way in. That's her only way in to snoop around and find out what Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope has done to her mama. Auntie Peaky got this guilty look on her face because I feel like she knows a little bit more than she's letting on. We're going to see. Nikki, she's upstairs and she gets a string of messages on Twitter, with the video, and it's almost like somebody took a little clip of the video and got it on a loop, because it's just her punching this girl over and over and over again in the face. And of course the kids, they want to cancel her. It's all these all these messages and comments. Get her out of here, she's crazy. all of that. Now she is the angry black woman. Raymond and Lauren, they are, she's home now. She's out on bail. And, they asked if she's heard from Taylor. Of course not. Taylor pressed charges. So since then, she hasn't heard anything from Taylor. He tells her that it's going to all work out. And then, she's like, I don't know if you felt like this was like some like girl fight or whatever, but That's not what this is. Like, I love her. And I'm just going to basically flat out, that's what it is. Yeah, we were an item. Like, I love her like that. And I like not like a friend, but like that. And, you know, he just gives her a hug and, you know, tells her, I love you too. You know, so daddy is on board. Daddy is supportive. We love to see it. Leah, she's preparing, you know, like I said, her own Juneteenth party. Hers is, you know, a little bit more upscale and highbrow. It's called Red and Black on the Green. I like that. I like that. Anyway, it's a party her mom's been throwing for years. She hasn't been able to be there, of course, to attend them because, you know, they got her locked up. But she wants to, you know, carry on the tradition of passing down the roses and all of that. She got a photo op lined up. You know, all of this. Lauren is just like, so it's business as usual. You know, like, I just got out of jail and we're going to really just act like nothing just happened. We're going to act like none of it went down and we're just going to move forward. You know, mama is all about being a united front. I do like the whole ceremony that the family has been carrying on. You know, as far as passing down the rose to the next generation, and it all symbolizing slavery and how far that their family has come. You know, their ancestors were slaves, and so, you know, now they're not, of course, but they are the hope and dream of their ancestors, of course. So it's a nice tradition. Lauren and Quincy, they go inside, and so Raymond, you know, talks to Leah and tells her that he got to get to the office because Angela's making her presentation. And Leah's like, why you let her in? You gave her an interview? No, it's not something I would have done. And he gonna say, well, I guess that's a good thing. I made the choice, huh? See you in there, okay? Okay, Tariq. He done started working on Angela's house. He's in there, you know, working. got his cargo pants on, got his hammer and, you know, his little tool belt and all of that. He in there working. And he wants to take her on a date after her presentation. You know, she's happy to oblige. Okay, Angela, she gives her presentation, and when she's finished, and it's really good. She does a great job. When she's finished, Leah, of course, she got questions. She thinks that she should change the packaging. She thinks that it's very ghetto fabulous. It's very, you know, ghetto. And she would rather the packaging look a little bit more sleek, a little bit more modern, you know, whitewash. Because on the bottle is her mother's, you know, depiction. It's a depiction of her mother. And so she's like, so what's wrong with, so what you trying to say about my mama? What you trying to say about my mama? Leah, Angela, she gives her a nice, nasty response. You know how she does? She's going to give you a nice, nasty response when you come for her hair or, you know, our hair in general, the colorism, all of that. Angela be chopping it down in the nicest way possible. And so she did that again. And, sorry, y'all. Oh, Leah, after, you know, she gives her little spiel, Leah's just like, I'm sorry, Raymond, but it's going to be a no for me. Thanks. It's going to be a no. And, you know, that's just that, you know, like, no, now she did a great job on this presentation. You're just being nasty. And I feel like Raymond is picking up on that. You know, the fact that she's being a bit malicious, you know, instead of this being a professional decision, she is making personal decisions and going off of emotions. Okay, when they're heading down to their cars, Leah, you know, she stops and tells her, you know, I hope that, you know, you didn't take things personal. You know, I drilled all my potential mentees this way. And Angela's like, I mean, why would I take it personally? Like, I'm nothing or nobody to you, right? And then Leah says, no one at all. And they're gonna say happy Juneteenth. Angela starts singing freedom. She starts singing her Negro spiritual, you know, I guess to cover over the sounds of her walking past that lady car keying the side of it. So she done keyed the side of Leah's car on her way out. Angela then takes to her social media, asking them, should she change her packaging, yes or no. And Leah, she's sitting there lurking like a creep with her lurking ass watching the live. Raymond, he drops in on Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope, and tells him that, he had a great presentation or whatever, with Eve's Crown. And he's like, Angela Vaughn is she trying to be in the program? Yes, she is. Teddy knows, that Eve's Crown is Angela's business. So, he's a little leery of that. Raymond wants access back. He wants access to the books. He don't have the business. He sold it, but he wants to get it back, and he needs access to the books, and he right now he don't have it. Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope is, basically like, you're nothing like me at all. Like, if this was my business, like, I'd never be asking for it. First of all, I never would have sold it. Like, you and me, we nothing alike. Like, they try to say a woman, goes after, a man that is similar to her father, but we're nothing alike. Like, like, I'm very Omega. Like, what I got going on is very Q, and the way you move is very Noob. Like, I was like, okay, Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope, you might be right about that one. You might be right about, and I wonder. I feel I think Morris Chestnut is a Kappa, which is why we did this whole thing. And I do think that Joe is. I think he's a part of Omega. I'm gonna have to look it up. But he told him that was very Noop like. The way he moving. And then he gonna say one thing about us Noops is, our cane is heavy as hell. No, F all that. It ain't. It ain't. It was cute. It was cute that you tried to come with that comeback, Morris, but no. Please. Is anybody intimidated by a Kappa? Like, are we, like, really? Do they intimidate the people? Anyway, Leah, she goes to see her mother. She got a rose for her. She tells her mother that the Juneteenth ball is coming up. And mama just sitting there in a daze because she is drugged. They got her induced, okay? She's drugged. And so she's just sitting there looking. Leah has a memory of her mom getting ready for the ball back in the day when she was a little girl. Mama was going nuts in there. Like, she was being very anal about the roses, about the whole floral arrangement. Like, she don't want no roses with no hints of pink. And so she was just taking them and tossing them out. And when they pan the camera around the room, she done tore that room up. And little baby Leah is not a baby, but she a little girl. Little Leah is in there, talking to her mother. And then Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope come in there, and he got the men in black coming in there, the men in white, the men in the white clothes. They came in there, hauled her up out of there, so she was having a manic episode, and that was when she got committed. He leaned down there and told that girl, never speak of this again. This cannot get out. Your mama, she's broken. She's broken? Told the girl her mama broken, and because of it, that's a sign of weakness, and we're not doing the weakness around here. And made her, well, let me see, because I got to see what he said verbatim. Weakness is powerless. And he's like, repeat it for me. Weakness is powerlessness. And so that's what he been beating her over the head with for, since inception. Crazy man. She continues, her visit with her mom, whatever. And when she goes to fix her mom's hair, she sees that Eve's Crown sitting on the counter. So it's like, what's this girl up in here? How she get this? Okay, Angela, she at home working on the wig. I said, girl, you better be cutting that wig. You better be giving us, like pretend, girl. I believe it. I believe it. And that's what good acting is about. Do I believe it? I believe it. I believe that Yaya could be somebody's hairstylist. I definitely do. She's really playing this role. She's doing a great job. Anyway, she in there clipping and cutting like Edward Scissorhands, and she gets a knock at the door, And it's Leah, Leah coming there. So why your stuff up in my mama's room? Was you up in there with my mama? Like, explain. Please explain. And then Angela's like, explain why you lurking on my social media. Yeah, girl, I saw you. I saw you, sis. um, she tells her, that she went over there because she had questions, about her mother. And she's like, bullshit. You got questions about our daddy. Yeah, I know. I know you say that we can. I know. Oh, she called them little paternity claims. Girl, it's a big paternity claim. It's a big fact that she's your sister. So don't little paternity claim me, Leah. Um, they Leah says that she's not gonna have a scandal around her family, around her house, around her business, none of that. And so she's like, what's it gonna cost, girl? She pull out her checkbook, talking about some, we ran credit checks, I know you got these, this should cover your 4 credit card bills as well as your student loans. Anything else? Like, I can help you a little bit more, but other than that, I mean, this should take you on up out of here. She want her to take that money and roll. Angela's like, girl, you must not know me at all. I cannot be bought and won't be bought. She get them scissors that's in her hand, cut her hand, and we just and wipes the check with the hand. I mean, wipes the blood on the check, and it's like, here, girl, now you go and do your own paternity test since you want proof. You gonna love being my sister. Girl, it was given, I'm crazy. It was given, I'm nuts. Nuttier than a bitch. Wait. Okay, Teddy Franklin Eli Pope is getting, I don't know if he's getting a haircut or what, but he was getting a facial, I believe, and Angela just pops up. I guess you could just drop in on him. And, she says that, if you wanted to come see me, you should have, if you want, to know what was up, you should have come see me yourself. You owe me that. And, she pulls the check out and then burns it, leaves it in his little glass of brown liquor. And she tells him, y'all ain't gonna never sell me. I cannot be sold. Never, ever, ever. And like, she really lays into him for promising her mama a whole life and then just walking out of their lives the way that he did. And he looking all guilty, of course. I don't know. He kind of cowards to her. But I don't, when it comes to Teddy Franklin Eli Pope, more so Eli Pope, I don't know. Like, you just never know. Can I trust you? Are these real emotions? When is the shoe gonna drop, Teddy Franklin Eli Pope? Because I know it's coming. He tries to, reassure her and make her feel good. But under the table while he's sitting there, his hands is shaking. So, we got this Parkinson's lurking, hovering over him because that's what it has to be. And we find out later that that's exactly what it is. But, he comes around the table and sits down in front of her, grabs her hands and all, talking about how can they manage, her being here. She's like, manage? Like, what am I? A business deal? I see you can't do shit for me. Because he asking, what can I do? Nothing, like you always have. And, she just leaves from there. Nikki, she had a beach party with Taylor. I was like, wasn't Taylor just on the deathbed? She just woke up out her coma. How is she at the beach in her good clothing, with her good makeup, with the good weed and the good drink? How did she recover this fast, Lee Daniels? Sis should be still in her bed. Like, she should still be in the bed, not at the beach with Nikki really parlaying at a party. Anyway, but that's where they are. And they overhear some girls making some colorist comments. And Nikki straight up over there like, nah, we not doing that. Watch your mouth. And, the girls, they kind of have a little back and forth. And she's like, a bitch gonna get her ass whooped. And a bitch can try. And so Nikki's like, oh, try? Girl, I thought you'd never ask. And so she jumps on her a little bit. They got to break it up. But she was about to fight again. Nikki about that life. She ain't got time. Tariq, He takes Angela out to a dock, that's decorated. It's nice. It's a little ambiance for you. And, he tells her that this is what he wants to do. He wants to open something just like that inside the new stadium that's being built. And, he wanted her to see it first, get her idea on it. And she's, she's for it. She's for it. Because especially if it's for us, by us, she's for it. She here for it. Nikki and Taylor still at the party, and Nikki tells her that she basically got into a fight like this before, which is why she's embarrassed. She fought over the same type of bullshit last year. Somebody posted a video of it, and she feels like she's been labeled as the angry black woman. Taylor tells her, that's not the girl that I met. That's not the girl that I want to get to know. I was like, ooh, oh, oh, Taylor, you want to get to know Nikki? Taylor said, I'm moving on. Happy birthday, Maya. When was Maya's birthday? It ain't today. I feel like it was yesterday. Anyway, Taylor, she tells her that's not you. Like, I don't see you as that girl. Shit happens. People press your buttons. And when it comes to a colorist, a racist, no nonsense, no tolerance. We don't have it. And so we understand. We understand, Nikki. Taylor also has, a confession. She says that she was drunk and really can't say for sure if that girl pushed her or not. She just knows she woke up real mad and real angry at Lauren, and she just let it come out. Nikki tells her it ain't too late to tell the truth. Go on and tell the truth, drop the charges. Okay. Hold on. Oh, and then she fire up a blunt. So she back smoking again. Leah, she's listening outside her kids' room. They're talking about Lauren and Taylor being in a relationship, all of that. The brother felt like he kind of knew, but he didn't think that Taylor would ever be his type. Be her type. But it is what it is. He's supportive. She don't understand why they have to hide things like sexuality and, and Mama Rose, like, why are we doing this type of stuff? Lauren tired of the facade. She's sick of it. Raymond, walks up and blows the cover. Like, last time I was listening in on them, I found out how, cringe I was. It might not be a good idea to eavesdrop on the kids. And so they leave and, go on in there, to their own room. While they're talking, they are talking about her father. And, she tells Raymond that Angela is her sister. And, he asks, well, what you think she wants? And she's like, I don't know what it could be. She tells him that she did offer her a whole lot of money to go away and she won't take it. And, he's like, that's why you don't like her. Because she doing something you don't like to do. She making you wait. He always got some kind of snide or slick remark when it comes to her nastiness and pettiness towards Angela. He ain't here for it. I don't think that he's not that guy. Like, yeah, you my wife and I gotta support you and all that, but I don't really support you really dragging this girl like this, because I don't understand why you doing it. And I feel like he might be a little sweet on her. I don't know. Maybe I'm jumping the gun. But I feel like he a little sweet on her. And when he find out that his partner done kissed his wife, because I know it ain't the first time it's happened. We got to revisit that. Are we going to revisit that? Because I hate when we throw something out there and then I never hear about it again. I don't like that. So let's not do that. We have to revisit the whole she kissed his partner thing. Because we got to revisit it. Auntie Pinky sitting in her car, and this man walk up on the passenger side, and then Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope get in on the passenger side like, so I told you to get rid of Angela Vaughn, and she's still here. And so what I got over you, the leverage I have on you. She say something about Darius being dead. She done killed somebody named Darius, and they buried him on this piece of land. Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope done bought up all the land around it, and so that's what he has over her. He can always just dig that man up if need be. I'm wondering if Darius is Tariq's father. I don't know if he ever said his daddy name, but his daddy was shot, while on duty protecting Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope. And I feel like Auntie Pinky might have snuffed them out. I feel like that's who is buried, on that land. Anyway, so she got to get Angela on board with leaving town. And that's not gonna happen. Especially now that she's, made a little bit of is it segue? Progress. She's made a bit of progress, as far as getting into the incubator program. All right. Okay, Nikki, she gets home after curfew, of course. And Angela, she's up, so where you been? Nicole. She don't tell you the whole name, okay? Nicole Louise Vaughn. I don't know if that's that girl name. But she fooled the whole government, okay? Where you been, girl? And girl, are you high? So now, it's she in trouble. She in trouble. She just take the phone and it's like, I'm gonna put a little tracking app on your phone, and we deleting social media for a week out here in these damn streets. Nikki kind of has like a little meltdown, she kind of being nasty, also when Mama's putting the tracking app on the phone, she sees that video of Nikki punching that girl, and she, she never realized what she was fighting over. And now that she knows, she's just like, damn, I didn't even know that. And, she didn't tell her mama nothing. She said, you and I don't talk. Like, I miss Mama Eve. That was my best friend. And so she's dealing with that, and she ain't coping well, which is hence the smoking the weed and the fighting, It's just all bad. That time when she got in the fight, I think Mama Eve had just passed. And so, yeah, she wasn't having it. Angela, she talks to Auntie Pinky, about her issues with Nikki. Auntie reassures her. Angela's headed to the red and the black on the green. And, she's like, she got to find something to wear. She going to the party, even though she's not invited. She gonna get in that incubator program come hell or high water. She's going to talk to Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope, though. Not Leah, not Raymond. She feels like they can't help her. She got to go above their pay grade. So she's going to go straight to Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope. Angela gets to the party, and she finds Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope. And she tells him, she wants a spot in that incubator program. And he's just like, Leah oversees that program. Like, I can't overstep. And she's like, oh, so again, you can do nothing for me. Sounds about right. They get interrupted by Quincy because Nana Rose done showed up. So they got to go see what's what with Mama Rose. She out there having a whole manic episode. The same exact episode she was having the first time she got committed. Rummaging through the floral arrangements, throwing out all the flowers that have any hints of pink in them. Leah, is trying to, get her mom to calm down. So she's kind of grabbing at her and she's pulling away. Get off of me. You ain't my damn daughter. Get off of me. Leave me alone. Get off of me. And she's like, I am your daughter. She look over there at Angela thinking that she's Leah. Okay, so Mama ain't blind. I thought she was blind. She just has a hint of dementia. Or it has to be a hint of dementia for her to look your child in the face and not recognize them. So that's what she's dealing with. And I think a bit of bipolar is happening as well with these whole manic states. Yeah, we ain't gave no diagnosis or nothing like that, but Mama is mentally ill. Angela try to make a little run for it, and Leah's like, oh no, you don't get to run from this. Because when she says, you ain't my daughter, that's my daughter, that's Angela Vaughn, like daddy's mistress's daughter. That's daddy's bastard baby. That's who that is. I'm your daughter. And everybody in the crowd is like, oh, all you hear is everybody taking a picture. The paparazzi is out. And I'm thinking, why all of this, Leah? Why all of this right now? It was just the timing of that whole thing was kind of lackluster for me because this show doesn't give us any time to build up to anything. They just throw in the tea as it comes. It's just, there's no build up at all. I don't know about that. Like this whole big old, you know, this whole big old thing should have been later on down the road, but whatever. They get, you know, Mama Rose to sit down and all of that. Once that announcement has been made, now we got to try to clean this up. So they off stage trying to figure out, you know, what they should do. He's telling Leah that she gonna have to fix it, but you know, Leah don't have all the answers. Angela steps in and is basically like, we're gonna have to pivot and get in front of it, you know, stand up here like a united front, like a family, and then, you know, the tea won't be as piping hot anymore. Won't nobody really care. So they get up there and do that, and she makes her little speech, you know, this is my sister, you know, whatever, you know, from an indiscretion from my father years ago, blah, 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 blah. Once they introduce Angela stand up there like, oh, and I thank my family. They've just welcomed me with open arms. They've put me up, given me a spot in the incubator program. And everybody looking like, we did what? This bitch. Raymond over there looking like touche. So she, you know, she's slick. She say, I'm just like y'all. I'm a Franklin after all. Okay, so Tariq is showing Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope, how to look and, you know, look at this spyware that he's placed in Angela's house. So he been sent over there to fool around with Angela. I think he like her, but initially he was supposed to just be keeping an eye on her. He was supposed to be finding out information about her for Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope. He been working for him this whole time, a whole covert mission. Damn. Anyway, I don't know though. I'm kind of upset with him, but then kind of not, because he do still kind of got Angela's back. You know, he's like, I just think she's trying to build her business. I think she's a good woman. You know, I really don't think that it's, you know, nothing to be worried about. He's like, I'm just trying to make sure that that's where it starts and where it stops. And to repay him for his loyalty, he gives him, you know, he's gonna give him an opportunity to pitch his ideas for the stadium in front of the board, I guess. Tariq, you know, excuses himself. And it's, we see you can be bought, because he was down with that. He was down. I'm watching you, Tariq. Lauren. Oh, sorry. Teddy Franklin, Eli Pope gets a call from his doctor. And like I said, they confirmed that he does have Parkinson's. So that scene was hard. I hate it. I really hate it for him. Lauren, she in her room crying, you know, after hearing about, you know, this new family that she has and all of her family's secrets that have just been put out there. She can't keep putting on the fake facade for the family. She can't do it. It's just, it's really taking a toll on her. She just wants to be accepted for who she is, all of that. And Mama is just like, girl, I got you. You know, like, from here on out, you got my support. I was trying to make you perfect and project perfection onto you like my father did me, but that's not the way. And so you have my full support. Then we see Nikki talking to Angela. She talks to her, you know, about wanting to know who her father is. Now that, you know, Angela has found her father and found, you know, some family, it's like, I want to find out, you know, where I come from. You know, the reason she posts so much on Instagram is so that hopefully her father will see it one day and see that they have the same eyes or the same nose or whatever and contact her. So those are her reasons. She's getting angsty and she's like, I know that you don't know who he is. I know it was just a one night stand, but it was just, you know, it's just something that I do. And Angela's sitting there looking like, about that girl. She tried to change the subject, you know, it's like, so I've been thinking about changing the packaging, and how would you like to be the new face of Eve's Crown? And so we're going to put Nikki on the bottle now, you know, and she's all excited about that. She ain't even thinking about her daddy no more. Next thing we see, Angela is in a prison visiting room, and some man come out there. He like, what the hell you doing here, Angela? And she says, I think it's time that Nikki meet her father. And so daddy been in jail this whole time. Mama knew exactly where he was. Wasn't no one night stand. She know who he is. I don't understand why mothers do that. Granted, it's a hard pill to swallow, and I'm sure it's not easy to have to explain that to your child, but it's better to explain it to them and let them know exactly where their parent is, as opposed to lying, and then they get grown and now they resent you. Like, what's the point in losing your baby over this? She could have been told that girl, your daddy is in prison for X, Y, and Z. You know, maybe not filling her in on all the details, you know, of an arrest or, you know, his conviction and all of that. But damn, she could at least known where he was, or that, you know, he's around living, you know. Give her the opportunity to say, I don't want to go up to the prison, or, you know, I'll go and visit. Anyway, that's where we end. So I'm assuming, hopefully, you know, we're going to pick up right there in that prison, because I got to know where he been all this time, why he's in there. Yeah, we got to know. Okay, guys, that's it. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.